Restringing an acoustic guitar is actually the same exact procedure for the most part. There's going to be just a couple of slight variations. Number one, we'll be dealing with these end pins, and number two, your measurement device will be slightly different. Okay, so let's look at it and go through the process. Once again, I have my peg winder. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to be doing the 6th string here. And on this guitar, once again, there's tuners on both sides. So I'm going to be using the 6th string. I'm going to loosen the strings. Now it's floppy. You want to take the tension off. I'm going to take my wire cutters and just cut it halfway through. And take off the top half first. Simple enough. Now I'm going to come down to this end pin. This is the trick. The nice thing about these peg winders is in the end they have an end pin remover. So this remover is simply going to fit right onto that end pin, and you get it in there nice and snug. You just lean it back and it pops right out. Sometimes it's more difficult than that. I've been known now and again to actually use a fork from the kitchen. It sometimes works a little better, but be careful when you do that because you might scratch your guitar up. Okay, now an interesting thing about these end pins is there's a slotted groove in the end pin. What's going to happen is the string's actually going to sit right in that seat. So the difference with an acoustic guitar string, once again we unwind it, be careful not to kink it at all because you don't want to, it'll be more likely to break in that spot. But the interesting thing about the acoustic strings is they're typically bronze, so you can see that it's got a yellowish color to it. Okay, once again we've got the non-wound top, there's no windings on here. And then we have the ball bottom. So we're going to be once again starting with the ball. What you do, there's a little hole in the acoustic, and you just take the string and just slide it into that slot. Okay. Then we take our end pin and push it down inside of there. Give it a little tension as we pull. Now these may pop out as you're stringing the guitar up, so you got to be sure you keep coming back to the end pin and just pushing it back in its hole. Alright, and then we're moving right along. What I'm going to do once again is I'm going to line up the hole in my tuning peg, and I've got it lined up straight. I'm going to feed this through the hole and pull it tight, and it pops out every now and again. So now the difference here is that instead of measuring 2 tuning pegs distance, I'm only going to measure 1 tuning peg distance. Okay, that just pretty much assures that you have the right number of winds on the string, and once again that's a questionable thing. Different people have different opinions. So I have my fingers clamped on the string 1 tuning peg away from the actual tuning peg that I'm using. Then I slide it back through and bend the string around the post. Doesn't come off that way. Now I'm just going to simply put my winder on there. Now once again, it's important. You'll see on a 6 tuner, or 3 per side tuners, so you'll see there's 3 here and 3 here, that once again all the strings are wound to the inside of the guitar. Once again, that's just to allow for the string to go in the straightest line it can. Okay, so I have to wind it to the inside. I'm going to hold it flat on my lap and put a little tension right at the end. Keep it stiff as it goes. This thing will, the extra string will get in your way. Just bend it up and out of your way. And you just wind it away. Once again, make sure that the string doesn't overlap other strings. And once again, we're going to watch our tuner, or our end pin here. we're just going to keep that push down in there because it wants to pull up now and again. And then you keep winding. Once you get some tension onto the string, it should hold itself into place. And you just keep winding away. Now that I've got a little tension on the string, it keeps popping out. Once you get a little tension on the string, you put it in place where it belongs in the nut. Wind it in. Keep popping that back in. And here we go. We're home free. Whoop, popped out. Push it back down. Try it again. Bring it up to a decent tension and not too much, and you're good to go. Last but not least, take your trimmers, trim the excess off, and that's all it takes to restring a guitar. I would advise watching this maybe step by step when you go to restring your guitar, and just do a little bit at a time until you get the string where it belongs. That's all there is to it. My string is on, and we can play guitar.